Bright and early. A bright and early. Don't tell me it's already 10:30. 10:53. But that does not change the fact that it's still time for the first meal of the day. Total macro count a bit higher than normal. I was a little under calorie last night, so I want to get a real jump start today. But 10 eggs, six or was it seven? I ended up checking it. 7 packs of instant oatmeal, all different flavors. So I really got a fucking fruit buffet in this bowl. I'm talking strawberry, blueberry, banana, and then one peach. But still good. Still fucking good. This has kind of been the staple breakfast for the last, really the last like fucking 2 months. It hits every base that I'm aiming for. 140, 150 grams of carbs. It'll kind of fluctuate on the day. 60 grams of protein, 50 of fat. Good start. And then I'm going to make sure I drink this whole liter of water with a little electrolyte pack. Because I didn't really get this before. Apart from the fact that I liked carrying around a gallon jug when I was a beginner lifter, just because it's kind of cool. Like it's just a lifting accessory. It's like carrying around your belt, carrying around your gym bag, carrying around your jug as well. But I'm not joking. It really plays a fucking part in how I feel. Like if I were to just eat, 3, 4 meals and then go train later, no water, or at least like, no dedicated, like, okay, I'm going to drink this much water at this point, I'm going to feel it. I'm going to probably feel like shit. Well, maybe, maybe not like total shit, but the pump's going to suffer. Odds are, if I don't have enough fluids in my system, I'm going to have a little bit of a fucking headache just in general. And part of that's also the amount of electrolytes you have, sodium, magnesium, everything else. But odds are, so what I'm trying to say there, if your fluids are down, even if your food is up, I think you're still going to fucking feel trash, man. Of all the things that actually affect how I feel on any given day during a lift, I think there's a hierarchy of three, and then everything else kind of fades out underneath it. But I can have a decent, not even decent, I can have a good lift if my sleep was kind of scrappy. Like, let's say, I should have gotten 8 hours, but I really only got, 5, 4, whatever, for whatever reason, be it my own irresponsibility or like just circumstances. If I'm well hydrated and well fed, I'm still gonna lift fucking hard. Because odds are, after, however many days it's been since I hit whatever muscle that is, it's still recovered. Even if the last day was a little scrappy sleep wise, I've got enough carbs in my system and I'm well hydrated. I'm ready to throw some shit around. But if the hydration is off, oh, dude, it just kind of slows everything else down. And there's a little test you can do. It's kind of like I've said this a couple times before. Everybody loves wearing a Whoop. Everybody loves their Whoop or your Apple Watch. You get a sleep quality meter, and it'll your phone's gonna tell you like how well rested you are over the past like 3 days, which is cool. I kind of started to do that a little bit. I wanted to see like my sleep timing and everything else, and how restless I am, and like my resting heart rate and whatever. But it's not something that you can't figure out yourself. There's a pretty cool test. I don't have one with me or anything, but your grip strength, like how strong you are in your fucking forearms, is a very good indication of just how fatigued you are. So next time well, it's you're not really gonna feel anything if you feel good, but try to just think about it. Like next time you're well rested, well fed, well everything, just kind of give your fist a squeeze, like kind of just flex your forearm a little bit. It doesn't have to be that crazy, but you should be able to feel like I can feel right now. I can really squeeze extra hard. There's nothing stopping me from putting out my maximum force output. But if your sleep's off, if you're not well hydrated, you're underfed, overstressed from whatever reason, you should notice. Like I'm not even saying like you should. It's like you're gonna notice your fucking grip strength will have crashed. So that's something I try to maintain. Like if I don't do it like every 2 hours or anything, but before the gym, if I notice the strength's there, it'll kind of make me extra excited to really go hard. And if I notice it's a little off, even if I feel pretty good, if I can tell like, ooh, forearms feel a little weak today, then that might be a little bit of a fucking safety indicator for me to say, okay, maybe let's not try to squat 500 pounds without a spotter and just the squat rack. Maybe I should back off, do some lighter squeezing leg press or some leg extensions or sissy squats or anything else like that. And that's something I'm getting better at. And it's kind of just the nature of fucking doing anything, right? Sure, you can hear really good advice, but just hearing it isn't enough. You have to be able to apply it to your own training and your own fucking situation. I make this reference a lot. You can tell your fucking kid 100 times, don't touch the stove. It's hot. Whatever. They're gonna touch it anyway. But once they do, and they realize like, oh shit, probably shouldn't fucking touch that thing. That's when they actually get it in their mind. So that's what I kind of think that's how it's going with me in terms of my lifting. Like it's not like I ever lifted like absolutely ass backwards wrong because I've made steady progress the whole time. But there's a lot of little things I've learned to change, which I really think you kind of are starting to see in some of the lifts just even the last like few weeks. Like the back day that was 2 days ago, a lot of the sets were a lot slower, really kind of squeeze. And it's not because suddenly I thought like, oh, maybe I should listen to these guys. Like I've tried sets like that before. I mean, I've done slow squeezing sets even when I was a beginner, but for whatever reason, I couldn't really like click like, oh, I like how this feels. Whereas now I'm starting to have a little bit more of an unbiased take on the value of all kinds of sets, be it light squeezing on this side of things, and then heavy and fucking crazy on this side. Everywhere in between, I would say, is in the fucking green. So if you were to ask me what your workout should look like, make it an even mix. I mean, my tricep days are fucking completely on both sides of the spectrum. I'll start with the rope for pushdowns, really fucking squeeze it, and it's only 30 pounds on the stack. And then 4 sets later, or however many sets later, get on the dip machine and try to max it out, put as much tension in my triceps as possible. That's what makes the most sense to me, to really try to hit it at all angles. But after I finish this, hmm, I'm not sure what I want to do. Because we might. So there's a lake here with like this really cool pier, which is you can jump off of it, kind of swim in there, but it's cold. It's very cold water, and I'm not the biggest fan of being cold. But swimming around like that, just kind of running around, would count as cardio. Don't be fooled. When I say you need your 30 minutes, it doesn't necessarily have to be just sitting on the fucking, treadmill or the stairmaster, the seated bike or whatever. It can be anything. If I can shoot some hoops, do anything. But as long as the only caveat there is it has to elevate your heart rate to a reasonable level above baseline for a pretty constant period of time, because that's the only thing that really matters. It's not the fact that you walked 3 miles. It's not the fact that you went up 40 flights of stairs. The actual benefit of the cardio is the fact that your heart is beating at a higher rate than normal for an extended period of time at a pretty constant level of intensity. So, go for a walk, go for a run, whatever. It doesn't have to be just in the gym sitting on the bike. That's just what I like the most. But there we go. There we go. So, badass, badass gainer, badass side flip, but at what cost? But at what cost? And I'm not talking injury, at least not physical. I've never really claimed to be a life hack channel. I'm not making a life hack content. This is very lifting focused. But I can give you a few tips. I can give you a few tips here. Number one, don't jump into a 20-foot deep lake with the only car key of the rental car that you have, and then proceed to lose it, spend an hour trying to dive after it with a couple guys with goggles, get a new rental car, and have the old one towed, and then go through that whole debacle. If I were you, I'm going to go ahead and say, don't do that. Don't do that. That's my life hack of the day. But on a more serious note, since we're actually back in business, here's the plan for legs. Here's the plan for legs. And I've got it, I think how can I boil it down? Do I, well, drive to the gym / talk about the gym, put all my shit away in a locker, warm up my calves and hamstrings a little bit, start hamstring curls, a couple RDLs, leg extensions, maybe usually two kinds of pressing for legs, usually back to leg extensions for a real pump finisher kind of set, pose down, drive back home and talk about the gym, post-workout meal. So I guess I have a 12-step plan for legs today, which I kind of just laid out for you. So this, as far as I can tell now, today's heavy pressing is going to be, well, maybe not every set, but definitely the first set is going to be from barbell squats. Really, because I want to fucking squat in the dungeon in this gym. But look, I love the squats, man, but I need to back off, I think. It's and it's not because like the squat sucks or anything. It's not an issue of squats on their own. The issue is like, dude, squats aren't the most stable fucking movement. So when I'm sitting here doing squats, sure, set number 1, go crazy, go fucking completely nuts. And then when I try to do another one, if it's the same weight, my lower back's gonna be fatigued. My fucking well, I guess not my adductors too bad, but every accessory muscle that goes into actually balancing however many hundreds of pounds on my back are necessary, they get kind of fucking fatigued. So that's why I've been leaning towards a lot more stabilized pressing, some hip presses, some leg presses, and mainly a lot of Smith machine squats, just because it it doesn't actually load and fatigue my kind of accessory muscles for the whole pressing movement. It just lets me totally wreck my quads. So it lets me do more. Lets me do more volume. And more is not always better, of course. That's not otherwise I'd be, bringing fucking 2 meals with me in a cooler and sitting in here for 8 hours straight trying to do legs. But you do have to at least reach a certain limit of workload to actually stimulate some results. And I'm starting to think I've been a bit too one track minded with my quad training, because historically I've done a lot of leg extensions, very heavy leg extensions too. My knees feel good, doesn't hurt anything, can really wreck my quads in a good way. Like, they're pumped, they're fatigued, they're everything. But I'm missing out on the pressing. I've been missing out on the pressing. Not so much now. Like, these past few months I've done much more pressing work, and I hope to see continued quad gains throughout this bulking phase as that increased pressing load continues. But given we already kind of talked about breakfast, I don't think there's anything else to discuss. So let's just park this thing, get in there, and get ready to throw some weight around. You're not going to get a noise complaint screaming in the basement of a gym. First floor, maybe. The first floor is a bit more tame, much more a little bit more conventional vibe. But the basement, as long as you're throwing some real weight around, nobody's gonna look twice if it sounds like you're being tortured. So let's just see if we can make it happen. I was gonna start with leg curls, but this standing single leg curl machine is probably the fucking best one I've ever felt. So this will be a perfect start. Right side first. Yeah. Okay. Oh. Now. Few more. Few more here. Okay. Okay. All right. Let's move on. All right. Yeah, one set of seated curls was perfect. Boy. Yeah. 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 Okay. This hamstring curl is like oddly secure. I think I need to scoot over to the other one. I mean, good set though, but if I got the choice, I'm gonna try a different one. Yeah. 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 Okay. All right. I think that's enough for hamstrings. Let's do some leg extensions to start quads, and then find somewhere to fucking go crazy. Yeah. Third time's the charm, it would seem, when it comes to leg extensions today. I tried one in the basement. Not that any machine is like objectively bad, but just doesn't match my fucking limb lengths and knee and whatever else. Tried another one. Eh. This one's perfectly soft, not too hard, not too hot, not too cold. Right. Perfect for the baby bear right here. So moderate weight, single leg, alternating set style. 5 reps, 5 reps, 5 reps, 5 reps. And when I do these leg extensions, it serves two purposes. For one thing, it's a good working set for quads, but it also gets them perfectly fucking primed for whatever heavy pressing I'm going to do next. So it's kind of half working sets, half preemptive warming up, which don't slack. Do not slack on it, right? The next time you see somebody, I mean, I never see it, but if you see somebody immediately jump into their heaviest compound with no accessory warm-ups, uh, let's just say maybe don't ask to spot them. You never know what's gonna happen. All right, come on. Okay. Okay. I gotta go a little heavier on the next one. But this leg extension is awesome. It goes so deep too, in a really good way. No.
Right, exactly. The pullover kind
Okay. Let's make it a drop set. Okay. Oh, man. Let's go press something. This fucking leg extension is like a trap. It's the heaviest at the bottom. No. 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 Fuck. Oh. Ah. Ah. Oh my god. That was a good one. I think that's not fucking enough. Let's do something a little more stable. Oh, there's a little fucking wobbly. I feel like I'm using a deadlift bar. No more squats. Okay. I think that squat set was a little bit too fucking crazy. Everybody at this fucking gym is spoiling me. I'm sitting there, rep 1, rep 2, kind of in my own zone, rep 5, 6, 7, 8, all the way to 10. And as I'm standing there after that last rep, especially since I bumped the safety, I was like, gosh, I was about to rack it. And then I look up, whole crew of fucking dudes in here. They're all hyped. Had to do one fucking more. No, that was great. But now we shifted gears. This will be leg extensions as a pre-exhaustion and then burnout on this machine leg press. This leg press stack isn't crazy heavy, so I kind of have to pre-exhaust with leg extensions to make it a good set. But let's make this shit happen. I think that one set of squats might have actually been really too much. I think I just got to finish off with leg extensions. I'll just burn out with some light squeezing leg extensions, I think. Oh, where's that? Burn out with sissy squats. Oh, I think the leg extension's hitting a little too hard. I would think we got to close down. There's a few things to discuss too. This is nice. I love walking down these fucking steps. I didn't know this would end up being the fucking pose down spot for every fucking lift, but I had to cut quads a little bit short, and I'll tell you why. I got a fucking crazy shin splint on my left leg that kind of just perked up. And I think I know why too. I'm used to the pressing from machine leg press as well as Smith machine squats. And those don't put so much, I mean like torque, I guess, on my shins because they're very like controlled loading. I don't have to lean forward with the bar and balance. Like on Smith squats, it's just straight up and down, and my legs only kind of push straight into the floor instead of like kicking the floor. If you follow my drift there. But let's see how the legs are looking. Actually, I think I might want to change angles on you. What do we got over here? Yeah, there we go. Perfect. But in either case, legs got fucking thrashed. Insane squats, solid leg extensions in the beginning, reasonable set of machine leg press superset action, and then a little bit of squeezing leg extensions at the end. A bit lower volume than I actually would have preferred. I definitely wanted to do a couple more sets of leg extensions to totally finish off quads. But what are you gonna do sometimes? Overcome and adapt. Don't get too freaked. Yeah, it's just about as far back as I go. Ooh. Now that's some fucking solid separation if I've ever seen it. Oh. Hey, you can't see as many shadows there. Let's see how they're looking from the back. Ooh, that's some really good separation. Hamstring to quad. I'm really aiming for this line to fucking seriously thicken up. But I think that's fucking it. I'm actually starting to get like a little queasy. I've never actually thrown up during a leg workout. I've gotten close. I've gotten a little bit close where I was like, oh, ooh, ooh. Like I'd walk to the trash can, but I've never actually fucking blew chunks. So maybe that should be my goal for these upcoming leg days of this bulk, to actually fucking hit a real leg day. I mean, for some, that's like the bar, especially kind of old school hardcore guys. They're going to say you haven't actually done a full leg day, or you've never actually squatted for real, unless you've gone to the point of fucking, passing out and throwing up like you just finished your first college party. But that'll be a milestone to hit later on. I'm sure it'll happen eventually. But insane leg day, absolutely insane hype from everybody at this fucking gym. I didn't want to just hype it up on day one because I'm gonna be, I've been here for like this past week. I don't want to like dox myself, but Center City Gym, Petoskey, Michigan, badass, crazy equipment. Everybody in here from fucking the beginner, the beginner, the beginnerest lifter to the most advanced, all complete dogs. This is a really good fucking environment. I uh I feel like I'm spoiling myself on this little trip just because now I get to fucking get to see a crazy gym, get extra excited about it. Everybody's going nuts. Weights are being thrown around. Oh, it's nice. Very nice. So, one last tidbit before I actually get out of here. If you've ever been to a gym which you really enjoyed, you really liked it, let's say a couple of years ago, however long, it was like your first gym, and now you moved cities, or it's worth fucking coming back. And I might just be saying that because I'm a meathead. I love the gym, it's my thing. But this is fucking nice, man. I feel like I may as well be going to fucking Disney World at this point, being able to come here and work out on a regular basis. So I'll be back. I will be back. Well, I'll be back tomorrow. For everybody that's around here, by the time you see this video, I'm already gone. Well, basically. But I will see you guys tomorrow for what? Chest. What am I saying? I'm talking like it's the outro. We're still going to the car. Let's talk about some other pressing topics. Okay, that was officially fucking nuts. I'm not joking though. That shin splint right at the end was kind of annoying me. It's I don't know if you've ever squatted really heavy and your shin is kind of bugging you, but it seriously feels like it's gonna just split in half. It's not gonna, but it feels like that. But luckily that only started to bother me at the end, once most of the work is actually already fucking done. So now my only responsibility is to go home and eat something. Yeah, I totally lied. This is not a full day of eating. More of a half day of eating. So I'm gonna oh, we'll get some post lift meal action, but not everything in between, which did include some treats, which did include some lifesaver gummies an hour before the workout to have some carbs in my system. But that's kind of the counter to the oatmeal breakfast in the fucking beginning. But I can tell I'm definitely gonna feel my quads tomorrow, more than likely the next day, really more than likely the day after that as well. But man, that fucking everybody's so nice over here. Freaking let me pull out and everything. But I was gonna say that pier was fucking fun. I mean the whole time was we were just fucking jumping around, having a blast. It was only once we started to pack things up that I had a minor stomach drop kind of moment. But again, I'm not gonna lie to you, I was upset. I was freaking a little. I was like, oh shit, no. But in reality, come on, it's not really a problem. You just got a couple of new tasks to do. You know, try not to get too upset over anything ever, unless it's unless it's actually something that you should be upset about. That's different. You should know. You should know. Don't just cry over spilled milk. That's what I'm trying to get at. But yeah, the damn, the theme of these last few lifts has just been get excited. I was fucking extra excited about legs today, just because I knew everybody was going to be killing it. You guys don't know. I mean, unless you've been to a gym, which I've been to, and like we saw each other, which is like a very small percentage of anybody watching this video. But you guys spoil me. You guys are fucking spoiling me when I'm training, because if you've ever had some people watching you when you're working out, and this is kind of just how it is now because I'm recording all the videos and I know you guys are gonna watch them when I post the workout, but when people are watching, as long as you don't have any like perform I was about to say performance anxiety, but for real, if you're kind of prone to that, then maybe not so much. But if you know people are watching, that's just another little trick up your sleeve to make you say, "Oh, okay, I better go fucking hard. No slacking off." So who knows? I think about this a little bit. What's better? What's better, being able to post these workouts and know that everybody's watching, or to have done hard workouts without anybody watching? And I've kind of been through both. I mean, I wouldn't even post like a shirtless flexing picture on my Instagram for, I don't know, only up until like the last, what, 2 years ish. Like the point wasn't to work out to, show it off per se. It was just work out to fucking be big. The guys that I really looked up to when I was starting out working out wasn't even a real fucking guy. I mean, I was the shit that would amp me up before I would get my my after school lifts done when I was a wee little 16-year-old chitlin. It wasn't watching a old school workout edit of Connor Murphy and everything else. That's a real change over the last few years. I was watching Baki, man. Baki was badass. It's pretty classic. I'm not gonna recommend it for the storyline, of course, but it's just fucking just sick. Muscle, walking around big. That's kind of it. I there's a lot of positives. There's a lot of benefits to be fucking, reaped from working out. You know, you get disciplined at something, you get a physical outlet to go hard every day, at least most days, which is just going to make your fucking brain feel good. You're going to be in good shape, which not even like becoming bodybuilder good shape. I just mean like being in good, like decent fit shape is just cool in general. It's kind of just going to improve your overall vibe pretty much at all times. I mean, I'm not going to dog on you for being particularly body positive, but carrying around excess body fat, I mean, I'm not going to look at somebody with an extra fucking 100 pounds of adipose tissue and say I'm jealous. And I'm not trying to dog on anybody like that either, but I mean, imagine walking around with a 50-pound backpack on your back and a 50-pound backpack on your stomach, man. It's just it's just a hindrance, dude. It's just getting in the way. So yeah, it sucks that it takes a lot of fucking work to get that off. And it definitely sucks that 9 times out of 10, it probably wasn't even like, nobody actively says, I would like to become extremely overweight. Let me work on that right now. That's my goal. It's a lot of the times, people aren't really given awesome diet advice as a kid, or, people's parents are feeding them like junk. And it's different for me to eat junk because I'm sitting here working out, including cardio, for like 2 hours a day minimum. So it's a very different scenario than like an 8-year-old kid getting McDonald's on the regular in his diet. Not to turn this into a fucking uh, obesity kind of rant, but dude, it sucks. And those are the guys where when they get out of that, when they're able to fucking fight past their, sort of the lifestyle that they've been brought up with, lock into the diet, add the training, go fucking hard, get the results that they really want to undo whatever position they're in the beginning. Those are the guys that I get to relate to the most. If you're a beginner lifter, yeah, it's, we both like the gym. That's awesome. But you haven't really locked in the diet yet. So, when I get to talk to everybody, the guys who really impress me, not that my opinion should fucking, hold like the gospel's kind of level status or anything, but the guys that fucking impress me are when they've made a crazy like physique transformation from more on the overweight side to actually fucking, pretty fucking big and developed. And that's because I know it took hard work in the gym, and it also took hard work outside the gym in the fucking kitchen. Because you're not gonna lose weight without fucking effort. It's not gonna happen. Which is actually kind of that statement may disappear. Insert fucking Ozempic advertisement here, but that's got its own fucking problems. Not to say that I'm gonna be the fucking guy to say don't take anything pharmaceutically, but oftentimes shortcuts will come with their own drawbacks. But I mean, I don't know, whatever. But for the most part, excluding pharmaceutical interference, actually going fucking hard on the diet, counting your calories, staying in a deficit, that's what will get you the results that you want. And not only will it get you them, it will turn you into a guy who is going to keep those results. Because it's not magic. If somebody rubbed a fucking golden shaker bottle and out popped Chris Bumstead down in blue skin like the genie from Aladdin, and he said, "You have one wish," and some 18-year-old dude said, "I wish I could have Jay Cutler's build from the 2001 Olympia, or whichever Olympia he was like his peak." Magically, that happens to the guy. Nine, I mean, just think about it. That physique is gonna fucking disappear within a year because you don't. The guy who now has it, he doesn't really know what's going on. He doesn't know how to keep it, right? So what I'm getting at is to go through the trials and tribulations of fucking locking in. It doesn't only give you results, it makes you a guy who got those results, which is very fucking different. You know, there's a massive difference between someone getting everything handed to them and then somebody working towards whatever those things are. I mean, fucking, this is a pretty unfair fucking world out here. There's kids just fucking popping out of the womb, boom, $10 million trust fund. It's just the nature of it, right? But that should kind of clue you in to say it's not necessarily about the end result. It's kind of about the process of getting there. But now I'm just getting on a totally random ramble here. I'm just saying all sorts of whatever. I can tell I'm carb depleted from that leg day. So I gotta go home, eat something, and then we can probably I'll bring you guys in for the last meal of the day, and then I can catch some Z's, hit the sack. But I'll see you for whatever that is.